Did she get up and say anything good about police and say they don't represent all police, even though they really didn't commit a crime? But put that aside. She could have said, these 6 officers will be tried and this and that, but they don't in any way represent all police in Baltimore or anywhere else. Did she say that, Marilyn Moron Moresby? No, she did not. She used her persecution of 6 innocent police to smear the entire police force, not only in Boston, but around America. Why? Because she got her marching orders from Al Sharpton and Barack Obama. That's why. In plain English, my opinion. You don't like it? Go listen to Vivaldi on NPR. KKOB Radio. Alan, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Michael, it's a pleasure. I think it's, like you say, it's a disservice to say that these bombers were not Muslim because they claimed it. I would suggest that they are not only Muslim, they are devout Muslims because they are following the teachings of Muhammad. They are not operating teachings of Muhammad. They are devout.
I won't argue with you. That's exactly what he presented at the trial. He himself said he's a Muslim. So why did the first Hispanic and first woman appointed by Obama as U.S. Attorney for District of Mass, why did she have to bend over backwards and apologize for Islam? Why?
Because her political correctness is the soma of this brave new world. As long as people think they're safe, that this is not going to happen to them, they will accept anything.
I see you've read your Huxley, Soma of the Brave New World. I like that, my friend.
I haven't read the book, but I saw the movie.
Oh, I love it. The Soma of the Brave New World that we live in. Well, I'm going to give you the Soma of our time. Michael Savage's Countdown to Mecca. 855-400-7282 is the phone number. KBOI Radio. Melinda, go ahead, please. How do you feel about this judgment by the U.S. Attorney that he's not a Muslim?
Oh, I just think that is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely, completely ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. That's the way things are these days. What I wanted to tell you is that don't lose heart because this kid is going to be in prison. And he is a very pretty young boy.
Yeah, but he's going to be protected more so than most. He's too high profile to be raped in prison. Well, by the way, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. I don't think that that's the mark of justice in a jail cell. Incidentally, I don't think it should happen to anybody except to people who hurt children. Nothing bad should be held back from people who hurt children in a prison, as far as I'm concerned. They should tear them apart like animals. You want my opinion? Anyone who hurts a little child like that, what they do to these kids, you see the porno that guy had in San Francisco, worked for the mayor, the advisor, the Democrat, the kind of scenes of little boys tied to a chair being hurt by men. Believe me, there's no pain that could be inflicted on him that would be too much for me. That's how I feel. That's all. Leave the damn children alone, for God's sakes. What kind of society is this? KSFO Jim, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Hey, Savage. You know, for the people that say that violence by Muslims is only recent, you tell me 1 century since Muhammad that they have not engaged in acts of genocide, mass genocide, against in some geographical area of the world. You know, the Armenian genocide, the siege of Vienna when they tried to march on.
Yes, the first genocide was against the Jews in the area. That's the first one that Muhammad ordered his soldiers to commit against Jewish tribes in the area. That's a fact of biblical history. But you're right. Through the ages, there is still a record exactly what you just said. And the greatest offense is the truth. If this was not true, I would not have permitted the call on the air. And I defy anyone listening to prove that caller false, because I do not believe he is false. And I am sick and tired of this cover-up and this justification by the president on down through his minions like this U.S. attorney. It's that simple. This is a nonsensical story. Listen to it again. Here's Carmen Ortiz, after announcing the death penalty for Tsarnaev, the Boston Marathon bomber. Listen to the justification she gives for his religion.
The trial of this case has showcased an important American ideal, that even the worst of the worst deserve a fair trial and due process of law. Today the jury has spoken, and Johar Tsarnaev will pay with his life for his crimes. Make no mistake, the defendant claimed to be acting on behalf of all Muslims. This was not a religious crime, and it certainly does not reflect true Muslim beliefs.
How would she know? She's denying him his own religious beliefs. He said he did it in the name of Islam. He never said he didn't. Did he retract that? Maybe I'm mistaken, Robert. Somewhere in this trial, did Mr. Tsarnaev retract the statement that it was done in the name of Islam for insults against his religion? I don't recall that. And if I am mistaken, then I apologize in advance. I do not see any record in the transcripts of the trial in the news media by Tsarnaev where, he said retracted that. He said, I'm sorry, I didn't do it in the name of Islam. He did it from day one in the name of Islam. And then we're told that in 50 states or 49 states, we have Muslims waiting to strike. They didn't say Christians ready to strike. They didn't say Hindus in 50 states ready to strike. They didn't say Jews with bombs ready to strike. They said sleeper cells, Islamic extremists. Who are they doing it for? In what name are they ready to strike? In the name of Jesus? In the name of Abraham? In the name of Moses? No, in the name of Allah. So unless you awaken to the enemy within, you, my friends, are going to go down with the rest of us, because I'll tell you something that you may not know. Maybe you didn't learn it in the PC kindergarten you went to, but a bomb does not discriminate between liberals and conservatives. It does not discriminate between gay and straight, black and white, Hispanic or Asian. A bomb hurts everyone equally. And if we've got mad bombers in 50 states ready to strike, according to the FBI, I have one question for the great FBI. Why don't you go tear them out of their hellholes and put them in jail preemptively instead of waiting for them to kill us? And on that note, I'll take a break.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
My Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com. It's the only company I trust to protect my wealth. Call 800-BUY-COIN.
Hot Talk 560 KSFO.
Astonishing exhibition of propaganda, Barack Obama's U.S. Attorney for Boston said that the Boston Marathon bomber did not do it for all Muslims. Well, I want to remind all of my listeners that the Boston bomber's mom said the opposite. She gave a diatribe where she said Americans can burn in hell. She went on. Tsarnaev's mother screamed and yelled after her son was found guilty. And back then, the mother of this terrorist said the following. She said, the United States will pay for my sons and the sons of Islam permanently. Why don't you tell Mrs. Tsarnaev that her son is not a Muslim? She then wrote the following. She said, my sons are innocent as all those who are being killed by your country. And she went on. She pledged this to all of you good liberals. She said, today they are killing Muslims, and tomorrow will come your turn. And he who doubts this is deeply mistaken, said the Boston Marathon bomber's fanatical Muslim mother. And she went on and on and on. She said that Israel and the government of America are in equal proportions. Again, she got in her Jew hatred. And again, she said she is a Muslim. And she said that we will pay for it. We'll pay for it, she said, quote, today they are killing Muslims, and tomorrow will come your turn, she went on. And they will pay for my sons and the sons of Islam, said Mrs. Bomber, permanently. The tears of their mothers will be fuel for them in hell, and also their blood, said Mrs. Bomber. And on it goes. And yet we're told by Obama's affirmative action U.S. attorney, well, why don't you listen again, and you listen to the double talk and the propaganda and the double speak that we were warned about by George Orwell, that is becoming truer every day under Barack. Double talk Obama. Listen.
The trial of this case has showcased an important American ideal, that even the worst of the worst deserve a fair trial and due process of law.
Yeah, right.
Today the jury has spoken, and Johar Tsarnaev will pay with his life for his crimes. Make no mistake, the defendant claimed to be acting on behalf of all Muslims. This was not a religious crime, and it certainly does not reflect true Muslim beliefs.
How do you know? The mother, Mrs. Bomber, would disagree with you. The mother screamed, it's for the sons of Islam, and we're going to pay for it permanently. And this little dunce here that they found from some 10th-rate law school, I mean, a U.S. attorney in charge of 300 lawyers. Can you believe the country you're living in? What Obama's stuffing the courts with? Oh, my God, what tomorrow will bring. We're going to pay forever for what this man is doing to the nation. God bless America. Stay strong. Thank you for your listenership.